And oh man, I should be talking into this. Shoot. All right, so hey, this is Paul C. Torino, nutritional therapist and life coach out of Las Vegas, Nevada, and I wanted to share a couple of things with you today that I feel like are going to be really beneficial, especially starting your week out. Now, the second thing I want to talk about is this conversation that I had with Michael Rodriguez. We had a great session this week. Hold on one second. All right, and this is a concept I call everything affects everything, choosing focus, intensity, and frequency and intensity. All right, so in the past, I was a believer of if I wanted to get better at everything, then I had to do everything. You know, I had to spend time on everything. And so, you know, I'm using fitness as an example, but I think this translates into other areas of our life. And so, you know, when I first got into CrossFit, I became so addicted. Like I was so not good at everything that I wanted to get better at everything. So I was working out all the time. Like I would do the morning programming that Colby would program, and then I would come in and do a second workout in the afternoon and work on just whatever I felt like I needed to work on. You know, and sometimes it was strength, you know, mobility, sometimes skill stuff, but I was really spreading myself thin and doing a lot of work. And I started questioning as I was going through the process. Yeah, I was seeing improvements in some ways, but at the same time, like, you know, was it worth all the extra effort that I was putting in, and was there a better way? All right, now, and I did that for 2 years. I did 2-a-days for 2 years, barely missed a day, did see improvements. I started to develop some injuries that I know now are attributed to overtraining, but anyway. So now fast forward that to today, and I am 100% committed to the morning workouts, period. I give the morning workouts my entire effort, 100%, and no ands, ifs, or buts. And that means that I'm committed to the warm-up, I'm committed to the mobility, I'm committed to the strength, I'm committed to the workout itself, and giving as much focus and intensity as I can to that session. And then I back off and I rest the rest of the day. And I don't do 2-a-days that often. You know, every now and then I may, you know, just get Colby may ask me to do a workout or something like that, but for the most part, like, I'm just not doing it. I'm just committed to that morning session every morning. So having these brief periods of intense focus and intense intensity, for lack of a better term, versus spreading myself out thin over multiple workouts, I'm seeing results everywhere, and it translates into everything.
I love you, Paul C. Tiarina.
See you, brother. And it translates into everything because everything is related. All right. So so a great example is we had 3 position snatches the other day, and my strength on my snatch was better, and my technique was better because I videotape myself all the time. And I was like, how in the world is that possible that I'm better at snatches and we don't work on snatches that much? Well, that's because everything affects everything. So here's the deal. First of all, when I decide to prioritize my focus for that 1 hour, it keeps me from spreading myself thin and diverting my energies throughout the rest of the day. All right, we're talking about fitness right now, but it translates into other stuff. All right, my decision to have pure focus and intensity for that 1 hour of power translates into better focus and intensity for future sessions, because I'm cultivating, in this moment I'm cultivating focus and intensity, but I'm also cultivating focus and intensity for future sessions. Right, the more that I do it, the more that I get better at it. Right, the movements themselves are all connected. So I've come to this recent realization with Colby. I mean, we've had it for a little bit, we talk about it all the time, but everything improves everything. So why did my snatches get better? Well, because I'm so focused on everything else that I do. So like my kettlebell swings, right? I'm keeping my upright posture. I'm strengthening, you know, my posterior chain, and like all kinds of different things that are important for the snatch. When I work on my air squats or my back squats and my front squats, fighting to keep my chest up is fighting to keep my chest up during the snatch. Like when I even do something as simple as push-ups, working on that lockout, working on that tight core position, like that affects everything. And so why did my snatches get better? Because everything else that we do, if I have the proper focus and intensity for those things, translates into everything else that I do, okay? And then I never think that I am beyond improving a certain movement or skill. So like I could easily say that I have a great squat and I don't need to work on it anymore. Or I have great double unders and I don't need to work on them anymore. And that's not true at all. Now I may not work on them as much because I've gotten the skill, but I am never beyond improving it. You know, I think about martial artists and masters that like work and hone a freaking punch for thousands and thousands and thousands of iterations, and they still never perfect it. But when you do it over and over and over with this intention to perfect it, like something comes out of it that's really special and unique and magical, you know? So anyway, I think this is relevant to everything, because if I look at my work situation, I choose what I want to focus on with extreme care. I have learned very well that if I divert myself in a million different directions all the time, like I don't get anything done, right? So I choose what I want to focus on with extreme care. And then once chosen, I allot a specific period of time to work on it. During that specific period of time, there is no time for anything else. Like it is just about focusing on that thing that I'm focused on, noticing when I drift and coming back and working on that thing that I've chosen to focus on. And then sometimes I may think, well, you know, maybe I'm spending so much time on this one video or this one post or this one concept, and is it really worth it? Does it translate into other stuff? And yes, it does. Like, you know, when I'm working on something, even though it may seem like a limited area of knowledge, it's helping me accumulate wisdom that allows me to speak freely and intelligently about a lot of different things all the time. And so this adds to my cumulative wisdom and my ability to be kind of flexible and knowledgeable about a lot of different things. And I've kind of convinced myself of that. So, hold on one second, just to make sure I don't miss anything. All right, so this is really good as a little summary, and then I'm going to go over my points on how to implement this. When you determine your focus, when you commit to being fully present and attentive, and when you commit to giving it your all, the results you get translate into other areas of your life because you're cultivating focus, you're cultivating present moment awareness, and you're cultivating intensity, and the skills you're acquiring translate into every other area of your life. Period. Boom. All right? So life is all about ins and outs and ups and downs. And a lot of the things that we do that are healthy for us aren't necessarily healthy in the moment. It's healthy because we do it and then we back out of it. All right, and it's the same thing with everything else. So here is a step-by-step process to consider, and I would have a mindset of experimentation and put yourself through some experiments, whether it's with fitness, whether it's with work and other stuff, and just see how things work out. You know, do it temporarily, take from it what you can, and then, you know, leave behind what you don't. All right, so number one, prioritize your focus. All right, figure out where you need to spend your time, and if you've got a lot of stuff going on, then make a list. And if you're the kind of person that likes lists and does well with lists, I would recommend an app called Wunderlist, because it coordinates with your phone and your computer, and it allows you to prioritize and put reminders and dates, and you can share it with other people, and it's just a really, really cool app. All right, so number one, prioritize your focus. Number two, commit to a specified period of time that you're going to work on it. Block it out in your calendar. If it's important enough to commit to, it's important enough to commit some time. If you don't block it out in your calendar, then chances are it's just going to linger back there in your unconscious mind and give you some background stress. All right, then number three, commit to a predetermined frequency to work on it. So if it's not a one-time task, you have to commit to some time to work on it, and then a frequency, so that you're not spreading yourself thin thinking about it all the time. All right, so as some examples, with fitness, consider less frequency, more intensity. Right? Consider what I'm doing right now, which is this 1 hour a day for, say, 3 days a week, 4 days a week, 5 days a week, giving that 1 hour your all your attention and focus and intensity, and then backing off the rest of the time and let your body heal and recuperate. All right? When it comes to work and other things, consider mapping out a period of time each day to work on whatever it is that's important to you. And then during the times that you're not working on it, give yourself the freedom to back away from it, because guess what? In that background time that you're working on other stuff, your unconscious mind is working on that project for you. And when you come back to it, you're going to be much fresher and much more dedicated with it. All right. Number four, commit to focus and intensity for that period of time that you've dedicated, period. When you are working on that thing, whatever it is, there is no time for anything else. When you're here for a CrossFit workout in the morning, dedicate yourself to every piece of it. Dedicate yourself to the warm-up, to the mobility, to the strength, to the skills, to the Metcon. Have a conversation with yourself that this is my hour, that I'm going to commit to this and I'm going to do it. And then for other things that you've got commitments to, do the same thing. You know, when you do your priming and practice session in the morning, when you sit, there is no time for anything else. It's not a time to sit and think about what you have going on for the day. It is the time to sit and have a focus and notice yourself drift and come back to the focus. It may be difficult, but for that time that you've dedicated for it, 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, whatever it is, there's no time for anything else, right? And then allow yourself, number 5, allow yourself to be free, have space, and relax outside of that specified period of time, because now you can have confidence that you've blocked time out for it, that you've blocked out this intensity and focus that you're going to have for it, and therefore you don't have to spend as much time working on it all day, every day, all the time, okay? Now remember, anything that I fully dedicate myself to is going to help me in every other area of my life, all right? Because number 1, I'm cultivating focus and intensity for other things in my life. Number 2, I'm adding to overall cumulative wisdom. And number 3, I'm cultivating the ability to allow myself to relax, okay? So I have these steps listed out in a blog post, and I will share that with everyone. And this is from the heart. I hope it helps. Actually, I know it helps. I just hope it comes across the way that I want it to. I never know until after I watch the video.